Hi, everybody. I got an article here that talks about Scott Brown going after Kathy Griffin for Griffin's crack about Brown's daughters. I saw this on Yahoo. This article was written by Holly Berry. What it boils down to, and I'm going to just give the long and the short of it. What it is Kathy Griffin made a crack about Senator Scott Brown's two girls being prostitutes on Kathy's Bravo show. And the segment aired on Tuesday. And it featured CNN's Dana Bush and John quizzing Griffin on Griffin's political knowledge during her recent trip to Washington. And what happened is according to this article by Holly Bailey, King held up a photo of Brown, and Griffin made a comment about him being Scott Brown, who's a senator from Massachusetts and has two daughters that are prostitutes. And then, Bravo threw up a note saying, hey, Scott Brown's daughters are not prostitutes. They included video in with this article. On Thursday, of course, Senator Brown bashed Griffin for the low blow in Bravo too, and Brown said that, quote, people can call me any name in the world they want, but my family is off limits. The senator went on to elaborate in a statement by Politico, and he says, Brown states that I love my daughters, Ayla and Arianna, very much, and any parent would be proud to have them as kids. Griffin and Bravo ought to be ashamed of themselves. It talks about how one girl, the 19-year-old Arianna, is a pre-med student and a part-time model, and Ayla is a singer and a special correspondent for CBS. And then it talks about, President Truman back in the 50s, 1950 actually, wrote a letter to the, quote, frustrated old man who wishes he could have been successful, promising that if Truman ever met the guy, Truman said, you'll need a new nose, a lot of beefsteak for black eyes, and perhaps a supporter below. And then, of course, that same letter was hung up in the office of Richard's favorite president, Bill Clinton. Well, actually, that's one of his two favorite presidents. And it, talks about how Chelsea, the daughter of Bill Clinton, spent most of Chelsea's awkward teenage years in the White House being mocked by Richard's buddy John McCain in Saturday Night Live. And then it also mentions that Chelsea was considered to be pimped out by her mom's campaign by MSNBC's David Schuster. Of course, the president that Richard really likes, President Bush, King George, as I call him, the guy that left office last year, him and Laura Bush try to protect their twins, Jenna and Barbara. But of course the twins got ridiculed for being drunken party animals on Saturday Night Live after the girls ran afoul of the law for underage drinking. Of course, Richard's favorite girl, Sarah Palin, went to war with David Letterman, of course, as we all should remember, after Letterman joked that Palin's daughter Bristol had been knocked up by the Yankee slugger Alex Rodriguez after Palin's family attended one of the Yankees ball games. Of course, it was actually Palin's daughter Willow at the game, which made the joke even worse. Of course, David Letterman eventually apologized. Of course, the other favorite president of Richard, the current guy in office, President Obama, had his daughter Malia made fun of by Fox News host Glenn Beck, who, of course, Beck apologized because Obama talked about the fact that Malia tried to talk to President Obama, about the BP oil spill, And, Malia was just trying to understand, what was going on with the news leak, or the oil leak, sorry. Beck, it says here in the article, quote, Beck mocked Malia, describing her question as, quote, stupid. Beck later backtracked, saying the children of public figure should be left on the sidelines. It was a stupid mistake, and I apologize. As a dad, I should have known better, Beck said. Anyway, I really think that, here's how it should work on the political level. And I can't say if Richard will agree with me on this or not, but I think any politician that's got a spouse and kids, I said spouse and kids because, there are ladies running, I think they should, this is the political people running for office, senators, representatives, governors, mayors, presidents, you name it. I think that if they've got a spouse and kids, they should leave their spouse and kids out of any and all speeches. Duh. I mean, unless the kid had a pivotal role in something and, the candidate feels that the child needs to be mentioned, or like during election season, or if the current, like, say, senator, representative, mayor, governor, president says, what I thought was cute was, and for example, I'm going to use Obama here. And I know, Richard, you're going to love me for this. Like, for example, and I understand this, I actually saw Obama make this comment about his daughter asking, hey, Dad, when are we going to get that, what's going on with that oil leak, and asking questions, I mean, I think that's cute, I mean, something like that, is fine, but I don't think they should ridicule, President Obama for talking about, his daughter, being interested in, what's going on in the world around her. I think that's great that he's like, and my kids are interested in this, and they talk to me about it. I mean, and he should say that. I mean, but I do think that he, I mean, granted, this sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not. I mean, it's, I think that's great, but, I mean, they should keep comments like that to a minimum, but, I mean, or not at all. I mean, it is, but I would preface it, like, I would have, if I'd been in Obama's shoes, I'd have been like, look, this is extremely important to me, this is extremely important to my family, even my daughter's saying stuff about it, and not specify which one. I mean, that way they can't say that sounded stupid. I mean, hey, if, I was, in a political office, if I was in a political office and I had a child, and a kid comes to me and says, hey, Mom, and I was like, President Obama, for example, and the kid comes to me and says, hey, Mom, can you explain why, the stuff's going on with the leak, and are we getting it fixed? I'd be like, yeah, and like, if I mentioned that in the speech, I'd be like, yeah, and my kids are interested in this too, and that's what I'm getting at. I mean, but just keep it to either not mention it at all, or keep it to comments of that nature, But anyway, I want to, one other thing I want to mention real quick here. You might have noticed in the last video that I was acting kind of odd. I want to just say here real quick that I'm having problems with something that was going on with my left arm earlier today. I have a dislocated shoulder here. I had an issue that was related, like, up here towards the top of my arm, but not my shoulder directly, that was causing me a lot of pain, and that was what was going on. I'm still kind of hurting right now. So I just wanted to quickly say that. But other than that, I'm fine. I mean, it's not serious or life-threatening. Okay? But anyway, I'll talk to you all later, and I hope you have a good evening. Bye.